How's it going? Today I'm going to do my first ever review video for my 2022 Nissan Frontier Pro-4X. So it's actually a beautiful day. I'm up in the sawtooth right now. The air is super still, super quiet, which is nice because down down south of here, like Twin Falls, it was super windy today. So this is a nice change of pace. But yeah, so I've had this truck now for about a year and a half. Picked it up in September of 21, and I have already actually about 21,000 miles on it. So I may use it in my daily driver and also for doing like fun stuff on the weekends and everything too. So, but just start off with the basic walk around of the exterior. So this color right here is the Boulder Gray color, which is one of the colors they had in for the 22 model, and also I'm pretty sure they brought it back for 23 as well. And then as you can see, these wheels right here are available. I'm pretty sure they're available only on the Pro-4X model, or maybe the Pro-X also. And they had one more option too. It was almost like it wasn't a true beadlock wheel. It was they call it a beadlock appearance. I personally don't think those are as nice, and they actually charge extra for those too. So I was much happier just getting these wheels right here. It is equipped with LED headlights, LED fog lights, tail lights, and everything too. Only thing that's not LED, and like to me this drives me crazy. I feel like they just overlooked this on the production line. It's just the light here in the bed. They could have easily made that LED, because even all the lights in the interior are LED as well, and then include these inside the bed lights here. But yeah, it is what it is. So then again, Pro-4X in America or in the US for 2022. It was only available on the crew cab. I know Canada got some different options, and I think for 23 there might be some options for a longer bed as well. Don't quote me on that, but I think I was seeing about that. So then this also came with these these steps right here. You can actually, a lot of people don't like them. They hang them too low to the ground. I haven't had any issues with them personally getting hung up on anything, but it's kind of hard to tell. But you can actually see there are some Allen screws. You can take those off, and then you almost have these rock sliders right here. They're not officially rock sliders, but you can kind of use them in that aspect. So, and then it also has comes with front and rear mud flaps. Again, I know some people probably aren't going to be a fan of those just on how far they hang down. Again, I haven't had them get snagged up on anything. And then just as far as having stock wheels and stock tires, I don't get a whole lot of spray on the side of my truck. I certainly don't get it on the windows, which is nice. To me, that would drive me crazy. But yeah. So then going around here, the only two aftermarket things I have done to this truck, I have the cold air intake from K&N, which I'll show you then, and then I have just the simple catback exhaust from Nismo. This is they're one of the first brands I saw come out with the aftermarket exhaust for this truck. I saw, I think, one from MagnaFlow, and maybe Z1 Off-Road was another one. Again, not a whole lot of the aftermarket support for the Frontier as of yet. I would assume, as it becomes more popular, that might not be the case. So, but yeah. So then, for the bed and everything, it came with a spray and bed liner, which is nice. It has the Utilitrack system. And then you can see it comes with some cleats as well. Nicest thing about the bed is it's damped, so you can just open it up. It's gonna come down nice and easy. You do get your power outlet in the back, which I have not used yet, but I mean, if I ever need it, it's there. I'm actually gonna climb up in here because this one clamps loose. But yeah, these are nice because you can take them out, move them around, slide them around wherever you need to. That way you can create tie down points. Because without those, all you have is just 2 factory tie down points near the rear of the bed there. So then this came equipped with the towing package. Me personally, I haven't done any towing yet, but if you need it, it's available. Has all the connectors you're going to need and everything there too. And then, well, and obviously it has a backup camera. I'm pretty sure every vehicle does at this point in time that's manufactured anymore. But it also has a, you call it a bird's eye view or a 360. So if you look under the mirror here, you can see a camera. And then also on the front here, below the Nissan emblem, there's a camera. So to me, those are super nice. Because the visibility inside this cab actually isn't the best. The hood just kind of goes way out and then drops off. So it's nice if you're doing some stuff on some trails and whatnot, tight situations. It is nice. And then, but yeah, and then it comes with that kind of burnt orange / red accent tow hooks. And then you can see underneath there is a full underbody protection, so it has the skid plates and everything as well. So I'm gonna go over here and pop the hood. Truck is filthy right now, so don't judge me, but I'm using it what it's supposed to be used for. So the hood, it does have struts. One of the biggest complaints I know from some people is it doesn't go that high up. Me personally, I haven't noticed any issue or problem with that. I can see if you're doing some work there, to the back of the engine bay, it might be an issue. But yeah, again, I know you can see everything's filthy, but I just wanted to say, here's the K&N intake that I recently installed. So same thing for the intake as with the exhaust. It was a while before there was aftermarket support for that. But I saw a few other brands, but again, I've used K&N on other vehicles in the past. They usually make quality products that last. So I went with that. And then as far as the motor goes, there is only one configuration for the 22 and newer Nissan Frontier. It doesn't matter what trim you have. You're going to get the 3.8 liter V6, which makes 310 horsepower. I'd be lying if I told you the torque numbers. I want to say 281 pound-feet of torque. Anyway, it's not the most powerful V6 ever? Probably not. But for a mid-sized truck, it's more than enough power. And actually, it makes more power than my V8 car did from the factory. So, I'll definitely take it. I will say though, this truck, I've seen some dyno numbers on it. I'll have it in front of me. I want to say it's making anywhere from 212 to 215 rear wheels. To me, that's a huge drivetrain loss for a rear-wheel drive vehicle. If that's normal for trucks, I'm not sure. I've never really been a truck guy before, but let me know in the comment section. I just know for a rear-wheel drive car, if you're losing that's close to 30%, 33%, that's absolutely terrible. But again, maybe trucks are different. Who knows? So going inside, we'll start with the back first. So I had these seats flipped up right now, but there is room. I've ridden the back of this before just to see how it does. I'm about 5'9", 5'10". Me, I don't have any issues. I've heard if you are taller though, you're probably gonna have some issues. But yeah, the seats flip up. It's actually two different sections, and then you could actually, if these were down, the back would actually fold front too, which is nice if you want to lay stuff on top there. And then it comes with some cargo trays down there. Another thing I want to point out, this truck also came with these rubberized floor mats front and back. It had the cloth ones as well, but I just took those out, left those in the house, keep those nice. These are nice. Once you get dirty, you can just take them out, vacuum them, hose them off, scrub them, etc. Throw them back in, they're good to go. You can see you got the USB Type-C and everything, and then also the power outlet right there. And then one thing, something I probably wouldn't have bought, but they just threw it in with this truck anyway, was this little medic, almost first aid kit, and then a little, they call it like an off-road adventure package. It has like a tow rope, some other roadside flares, some type of stuff like that in there. So just some cool accessories they threw in for free. And then it has a manual sliding window. With it, if I had one gripe about this truck, that would be it. Because from the driver's seat, you're not going to be reaching back there and get opening and closing that. I have to actually stop, get out, and go back and close that. So I think they could improve on that, make that powered. That'd be my one little recommendation. But But yeah, other than that, there's the back seat, cup holders and everything too. And then also, if I mentioned the center armrest drops down, you can have cup holders there as well. So then you get, with this, your driver's side seat is powered. The passenger seat is not, so I'm not sure if there is a package where you can get that, or, you know, get upgraded to that, or maybe for 23 they change that. But yeah, for this model, it's only the driver's seat. Sorry, just looking around, I feel like I heard something. And then yeah, you can, same thing on the inside. You can see there's this, you know, burnt orange / red accent, which that I think looks pretty sharp, really pops. These are cloth seats. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure for the 22 models, if you did get leather, you would not get the orange accent. It would just be, I think it's either like a white or a dark gray color. Now, I have seen for the 23s, that's not the case. You can get that in leather. I just don't believe for the 22 year model year, you could get that. So, again, you can see the, you know, the rubber floor mats being put to good use, as they are absolutely filthy right now. So, and then you got a bunch of buttons here on the side. I'm actually gonna hop in here. It's like 20 degrees out, so it's pretty cold. All right. So yeah, you can see your controls over here, cargo lamp for the bed and everything. So the hill descent control, is it that special? A lot of people say, like, what do you need that for? You can that's if you're going off-road, you want to go down a steep hill nice and slow. You can literally just flick that switch, and then just all you have to worry about is steering. I think it's kind of nice, because then you don't have to worry about, you know, jamming the brakes too hard or not enough. Again, to each their own. If you don't like it, don't use it. But if you want it, it has it. Of course, it has the, you know, the traction control off button, and then also the rear locking differential. As far as I know, the Pro-4X and then also the Pro-X are the only trims that you can have that option available. So yeah, it's always nice. And you got your tow mode. Other than that, there are no separate driving modes. You know, it's just standard everything else from there. And then you also have your switch right there if you want to turn on your different power settings and everything. But yeah. So then steering wheel layout here, pretty basic as far as, you know, most vehicles today are concerned. You got your audio controls and everything. You can change your song and everything, shuffle your playlists. And then over here, just you know, cruise control and everything. So this does have adaptive cruise control, which I use very heavily, especially if I'm on you know, a multi-lane highway or just a 2-lane highway. And then, you know, you can even control your following distance. But yeah, I love using that. You know, that way I can just kind of sit back and relax. Don't have to worry about my, you know, going too fast or going too slow. But yeah. And then another complaint I would have, so this touchscreen display, it is pretty nice as far as newer vehicles are concerned, but I feel like it just scratches so easily. As far as cleaning it goes, I've even used, you know, microfiber cloths designed to clean, let's say, like a flat screen TV that's made out of plastic also. But I mean, and you probably can't see it through the camera, but yeah, it definitely scratches up. So I'm not super happy about that. I feel like they could have just used glass or something and been done with it there. So another thing, something I do like though, is for the temperature controls, you know, as far as your climate controls, it actually has a true dial. I hate newer vehicles where you have to just click a button a bunch of times or hold it, or even a touch screen. To me, that's super annoying. I can go from the coolest to the warmest in a matter of seconds. I don't have to worry about that. Much nicer. It does have so it has the mirror defrosters, and then also, well, that's just you just hit that button, and that turns the frost on. You don't have to mess with all the mode. But yeah, the mirror defrosters are nice. You know, if it's been outside overnight, you had freezing rain or something, you can just turn that on. That's going to melt that ice wave pretty quickly. And then it has the heated steering wheel, and then heated seats for both passenger and driver side, and then also some more USB ports. So that's nice. And then of course, for four-wheel drive settings, it does have this knob right here. Again, I'd almost sooner have that than a lot of, you know, a lot of newer ones are push buttons nowadays. I actually prefer that knob and everything. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this up, and then I just, you know, kind of show you some of the controls and everything. All right, so then right off the bat, as far as that center display right there, I don't think there's a lot you can change as far as the appearance goes. I mean, of course you can shuffle through the different modes here, but yeah, as far as the appearance goes, I think it's just one setting. Again, to me, that doesn't bother me. I do like how it has, I know a lot of people say this is kind of old and outdated, but as far as the tachometer goes and speedometer goes, I do like how it has the analog gauges. I'd rather be looking at that versus you know, a digital speedometer or you know, digital tachometer and everything. And of course, you still have your digital speed in the middle right there, which is still nice. You know, temperatures and everything. It has your estimated fuel range, you know, distance to empty. I do not think that's accurate whatsoever. I can tell you right now, you can see I've already gone 109 miles on this tank, and I promise you, no matter where I'm driving, how I'm driving, that will not get 277 miles before it run out. So yeah, that's I'm not sure how that gets calculated, but yeah, that's definitely not accurate. Anybody else that has this truck, please let me know if you feel the same way, or if you know, mine's just malfunctioning or something. So anyway, another cool thing, you can see that little icon down there that's showing the truck right now is currently just in two-wheel drive high setting. And then I also love that this mode for off-road here, you know, it can tell you your angles as far as your lean and your incline, your decline. And then also more in depth right there, you can see, you know, it says 4x2 for 2 high. If you flip it to 4 high, 4 low, lock the rear diff, etc., it's gonna display all that right there, which to me is pretty cool. And then as far going through here, you got all your gauges and everything. Fuel economy, I reset this, you know, occasionally, or if I'm going on a good trip or something. I'm not sure how long it's been since I reset this, but you can see right now I'm getting about 18.8 miles per gallon. Again, not the greatest in the world. Maybe a little better than some full-size trucks, but I don't think for a mid-size truck it's that great. But hey, it is what it is. I want to say this truck calls for 17 city, 22 highway. I can tell you I've never gotten 22 highway. I don't even think I've ever gotten above 21. So, but anyway, is what it is. But yeah, and then I probably already mentioned, but you got your temperature gauge right there. You can see it's a little bit low freezing right now. Like I said, though, with that air not moving, it's pretty nice. So, but anyway, so then for your LCD display here in the middle, so right now it's on the map setting, and it looks like it's flickering on this camera. Probably the frame rate's different than this camera, but it's what it is. So, but yeah, like I said, you can shuffle through here, get your, it's probably actually every exception, get your audio and everything. You got your home menu. I know this does have what's called Apple Audio and or Android CarPlay, whatever they are. I don't use them, so I don't know the terminology. It is not wireless though. It's wired. I know for the 23 model that is one update they made where that can be wireless. So, but yeah. And speaking of wireless, it does have the wireless cell phone charging. You know, I have a phone here right now because it's basically fully charged. But yeah, you can set your phone on there and it's gonna charge. Not super fast, but I mean, if you know, while you're in the vehicle, while you're driving, you're not using your phone anyway, so it gives it time to charge. But yeah, and then I did want to run through the cameras on here. So if you hit the camera button, it's just gonna, you probably can't see much right now because the snow and the cameras are probably dirty, but you see we got the front facing camera right now because we're not, if you're not in reverse and you have the camera mode on, it's always gonna be front facing. Only time it's gonna show the rear is if you put it in reverse. And then you can see over there on the right, it's got the bird's eye view camera. Another thing you can do, which is pretty cool. Right now, that camera on the right is showing the right front tire, so you can actually see, you know, as I turn that wheel's gonna move. Again, that's pretty nice if you're in a tight situation off road. You know, you don't want to hit a rock or something. You can just use that for reference point. But yeah, and then I'm just gonna flip back to the main menu right here, or even use the map. And then even the navigation system in here, I don't think it's the best. A lot of times I'll search for something and it just never comes up, or it's super slow. Usually what will happen, I'll just use Google on my phone. Once I find the address, then I'll type the address in there. To me, that's been the fastest. I just think they should get these things on the same thing. Obviously, Google Maps is the dominant application for maps nowadays. Just make vehicles have that too. It'd be that simple. But yeah. And then as far as transmission goes, there is only one option for the 22 model year. I'm pretty sure 23 model year as well, but it was the 9-speed automatic transmission. And then it is not a CVT, it's an actual transmission with gears, and it's still super smooth though. For the most part, you do not feel shifts at all. And but yeah, I haven't had any problems with it. I know people say like, well, aren't you gonna be, it feels like you're chasing gears all the time. That is not the case. I've heard, rumors about the Ford Ranger, for example, having the 10-speed automatic transmission, having issues like that, but I've never had any problems or concerns as far as that goes. But yeah, it's pretty much everything. I'm sure I maybe skipped over some things, but in a nutshell, that's everything. You can find plenty of review videos online. But yeah, so I'm gonna shut this off and hop back out again. But yeah, so really the main reason I bought this truck was so I was looking for as early as probably late 2020, early 2021. I had in mind that I was going to get a full-size truck, such as like an F-150. But then I started looking into all the features and everything, and how much money you can get wrapped up into that. I'm like, man, these things are just ridiculous for what I want, because I want as close to fully loaded as possible. So started looking at the mid-size market. I had liked the Ford Rangers and everything, but didn't see too many of them on the road, and they were slow of production and everything in 21, of course. And then Tacoma, I absolutely love the Tacoma. Of course, they always have good resale value, reliability and everything. But everybody has Tacoma. It's not hard to, you can drive 10 minutes anywhere and you're gonna see 10 Tacomas. So once I started seeing this truck on YouTube, probably as early as early 2021, it really caught my eye. Just because nothing against the previous generation of Frontier, I just think it did look dated. And I mean, as far as I know, they were super reliable and everything. I never heard anybody say, I had one of these Frontiers and it didn't run, it wasn't reliable. But yeah, just looks. I wanted something that looked a little bit newer, so that's when this thing really caught my eye and everything. And again, I was really impressed with the motor it came with from the factory and how much power it made. So as far as I know, for 2022, that was best in class. I think now for 23, that the Colorado, you can get more power than that. But yeah, for 2022, it was definitely best in class. And then again, yeah, just having something that looks new and everything. Now, some people will say this looks old and dated already. To each their own. Again, if you don't like it, then don't buy it. Buy something else. But yeah, to me, it definitely looks new. And even the features inside, nothing super fancy, but I think it's definitely nice and everything. So, but yep. So that's pretty much it for as far as the review goes. I'm gonna hop in here. We'll just start it up and then take a little cruise down the road right here. I haven't even been down to the right here yet, so we'll just go down there, see what we can find. Probably only gonna leave the camera running here for a few minutes, so eventually I'm gonna cut it. For my next review video, I do plan on reviewing my my 2004 Ford Mustang Mach 1. So obviously it's not a new car. I've had that car for going on 15 years now. I've just never actually done a review video on it before. So once I get her cleaned out here, once we get into actual spring, as you can see, it may be spring officially on the calendar, but it is not spring by any stretch of imagination. But yeah, once it gets warmed up, I get her out, get her cleaned up, we'll do a review on that video. So all right, so go back to the speedometer here. All right, And then I've been rolling 2-wheel this whole time, but we're just gonna put it in 4-wheel because I'm driving with one hand right now, holding this camera. So, all right, you can see it goes right in the 4 high there, no issues. And now I'll just go back to the speedometer so you can see that. So, yeah. So as far as the intake and exhaust go, as far as performance and whatnot, personally I can't say there's any gain. If there is, it's very minuscule. But honestly, I've never driven a vehicle before with only a cold air intake and an exhaust. When I say exhaust, catback system, and notice any performance gain. That's just my opinion. Dyno sheets can prove me wrong, but again, that's just my opinion. So now, as far as I put the exhaust on first before I had the intake, and then riding inside the cab with the windows up, I could never really notice any difference. It wasn't until I would have to have basically the passenger side windows down, and then driving next to, let's say, a wall. Honestly, this would be a perfect example, this wall right here, or even like a fence or something. Then you could hear it kind of echoing off there, but all in all, it's still pretty quiet, which to me is fine, because I personally don't think V6 engines sound that good, or with their exhaust and everything, unless you got a turbo in there or something. But yeah, that's just my opinion. I think V8 sound a lot better, and most people agree with me there. So I want to say this is probably an avalanche aftermath right here. Driving down this road, I've seen at least 3 signs now, avalanche area. So this is probably definitely one. You can kind of see going up there. So, but yeah, it's pretty interesting. So anyway, yeah. So again, the exhaust. Do I notice anything performance-wise? Not really. Sound, just a little bit. And then the intake. If you really get into it, you can hear more induction sounds. Even from regardless if the window's up, or if I wanted to open this window, put the camera out, you can still hear it a little bit. But yeah, again, performance-wise, I don't think there's anything there. That's just my opinion. And then until we would go ahead and open the window up right here for you. So yeah, again, you can hear the intake a little bit, and I had the traction control on there. Let me turn it off. So I'm pretty sure you heard it for like a split second there, and then it cut the power because of the traction control. So let's try that again without the traction control, because that's no fun. Yeah, you can see like chunks of trees sticking out in the snow right here. Again, decent induction sound. Not too loud, too obnoxious, but just something makes it a little more exciting to drive. And then one thing I didn't really go over when I was walking around next to the truck, the tires on this. So it comes with the all-terrain tires from the factory. Again, the Pro-4X does. I've always been told all-terrains aren't the best in the snow. I don't know how true that is or not. I haven't had too many problems with them, honestly. I mean, obviously my traction control's off back there, and I'm wide open with throttle. It's not getting traction, but that's pretty normal, I want to say. But yeah, as far as even no snow situation, just dirt, normal off-road, I haven't had any issues with them. I mean, they're armored as well, so if you're driving over sharp rocks or jagged edges or anything, you don't have to worry about getting sliced up and getting flats. So can you replace them with much better tires for off-road purposes or even the snow? Absolutely. I just haven't felt the need to yet, so I'm probably just gonna rock with those, as until the tread wears off, basically. But yeah. So yeah, I said in the last video, I'm super impressed. They actually have this dirt road this cleared and this open right now. But I mean, there are actually occasional properties going back through here, residences and everything. So I want to say that's why they have that done. You can see somebody's driveway right there and everything with the trash can. This will get interesting though if there's somebody coming toward me. One of us is either gonna have to back up because yeah, we're definitely in 2 lanes of traffic right here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The reason to keep this going, like I said, stay tuned for the next video when I get to review the 2004 Ford Mustang Mach 1, and then you'll actually figure out why my channel is named Borla Mach, because everybody always asks me, like, what does that even mean? I'll explain in that video. So, alright, until next time, we'll see you.